you need to make sure that you have your priorities straight. When you live in life, there's a lot of things that can come up because life is unpredictable. That's what makes life life. And as these things come up and you find these new hobbies that you want to pick up and you find all these new things that you want to do, you still need to take a step back and make sure that you're looking at the bigger picture, I should say, and really prioritize or make sure that you're prioritizing what is in your best interest. It's very easy as we live life for us to start picking up on things that may be fun, but is not in our best interest, or it's not helping us towards our goals. And it's very easy to get caught up in those things and start investing all your time and money into those things because it's a lot of fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, you need to make sure that you find a balance and sorry, you need to make sure that you find a balance and make sure that you ask yourself, is me prioritizing, let me actually lower. And you need to ask yourself, am I spending my time on the right things? Or is this really a waste of time? Or is this just something that gives me pleasure and I'm not putting my focus into things that are actually accomplishing my goals? Now, the things that are actually accomplishing your goals are not always going to be pleasurable in the moment. However, it will be or will give you pleasure once you finally accomplish that goal because there's a there's some type of feeling that you get when you set a goal and you know it's a difficult goal. However, you spend your time working towards it and you finally achieve that thing. It just feels amazing. It's a feeling like no other. However, in this society, we have gotten ourselves used to instant gratification. And that instant gratification is actually what causes our downfall because it causes us to get used to getting things in the moment or getting things in the right now instead of waiting for things or having things build up over time and then eventually we achieve the thing that we wanted to achieve. So I'm just here to remind you that you need to make sure that you are prioritizing the right things. I know it's very easy for you to get into all these other hobbies. The world is a very interesting place. There's so many things that you can indulge into, and there's nothing wrong with indulging into them. But it's important to have a balance, and it's important to make sure that you're still chasing after your goals. Sometimes I myself, this is actually what I'm struggling with right now, is I picked up a lot of hobbies. Uh, you know, this mountain biking stuff, the car stuff, guns, video games. I picked up a lot of hobbies. I remember I even did skateboarding at some point. And I mean, obviously, I used to skateboard back in the day, but I'm talking about recently. Like, I recently decided, you know what, I want to get back into skateboarding. And I decided to purchase a $60 skateboard to get myself back into it. I only used it for like 2 weeks, and now that board's collecting dust. So I struggle with controlling my hobbies because it feels like I want to do everything, but when you do everything, you're not good at anything. As you can see, I picked up the guitar when I first started this YouTube series, and I haven't played the guitar in like a whole month and a half. I haven't even picked it up to tune it or anything like that. And so, one thing that I realized is that with hobbies, in order for you to actually get proficient at something, you need to commit to one thing or two things at maximum. Commit to one or two things and stick to it until you are proficient enough that you are satisfied. And that's hard to even say because you're probably never going to be satisfied. There's always more things that you can get, there's always that better item that's better than your last item, that more expensive thing. There's always going to be that. So you really just have to ask yourself, at what point am I satisfied with this hobby? And so as you get into all these hobbies and get into all these different things, you still have to make sure that you still have your top 3 goals in mind that you want to accomplish. Because these hobbies and these things that you indulge in, it's extremely easy to it's extremely easy for you to start forgetting what your priorities are, or start slipping away from your priorities because you're indulging in all these different hobbies. And there's nothing wrong with having hobbies, but you do have to make sure that you are still prioritizing what you need to get done. And that's something that I actually had to remind myself, because I finished the CCNA course. I finished the CCNA course. I didn't get the certificate yet, but I finished the CCNA course. And I was super proud of myself because it took me a while. It took me longer than it should have, but I still got it done. And I decided to celebrate. I decided to splurge. That's when I got my bike. That's when I picked up smoking again and all that other stuff. And that's cool for a little while. However, I noticed that I was starting to indulge more in these hobbies and these habits than my actual goals. You know, the CCNA certificate is still over here like, dude, you didn't even achieve me yet. You didn't even get your certificate yet. What are you doing over here teeing up and splurging and all that other stuff? And so I was doing that for a couple weeks, kind of just lunching and not really working towards that goal. And then I also that's the thing. When you start indulging in your hobbies and your habits and all that other stuff, not only can it take you away from your main goal, but it can also take you away from your side goals as well, because it was starting to take me away from my main goal, which was getting the CCNA and, getting my IT career started. And it was also taking me away from the YouTube channel because, I was so occupied with riding my bike or, hanging out with my friends that I didn't really prioritize sitting down and talking to you. So, in situations like those, it's important for you to just take a step back. And this is why I always say in countless videos that it is important to slow down. It's important to slow down, give yourself some distance from everything, all the noise that's going on in your life, and really just reassess what is going on in your life. And you got to ask yourself, am I satisfied with the progress that I am making? And if your answer is no, then it's time for some readjustments. It's time for you to readjust what you're doing and what your daily habits are so it can turn into you accomplishing your goals. Because that is the most important part, is you accomplishing your goals. That is the whole point of the self-help, or this self-healing journey. And the whole point of this series is for us to accomplish our goals, for us to get better, for us to be better, and for us to live better, you know? And you can't do that if you're just being stagnant. Because there's this one saying, I like sayings, you're either growing or you're dying. There is no in between. There is no in between. There is no in between. So you could either be growing, be working on your goals, getting better at your hobbies, making new relationships, strengthening the relationships that you already have, or you could be dying, just staying stagnant. Because even being stagnant is still dying because you're not growing. You know what I'm saying? If a plant or a tree was at the same length for like a year, I would consider that plant a dying plant because it's not growing, it's not making any progress. So it's the same with humans. If you're doing the same thing every day and your life just feels like a cycle, then you can't really say that you're growing. Now, it's different if you were doing the same thing every day, but you were making progress. If you were doing the same thing, going to work, going to the gym, all that other stuff, however, you're making progress in your career, you're making progress in the weights you're lifting and all that other stuff, then that's good. However, if you're just doing the same thing, the same old career, just going home, watching the same old show, or maybe watching a different show, or playing a video game, and then after that you just go to sleep, you're just dying. You're not making any progress. So you got to make sure that you prioritize the life that you want to live, because at the end of the day, nobody else can make you live that life except for you. You can't just manifest or pray for something and it's magically going to fall into your lap. That's not how life works. If that was how life works, then everybody would be successful. But there's a reason why there's only a select few that are successful, because they know how to reduce the noise and focus on what they want to get done. And so I'm creating this video kind of as a reminder to you if you need it, but also to you, myself, that it's time to focus. It's time to lock in. It's time to block out the noise. And it's time to get back to work. So, yeah. But that's it for the subject of this video. Now, I'm going to yap a little bit. So, I'm currently recording on the EOS RP. The adapter came in today, so I was able to install it. I still didn't sell the A6300. I honestly don't even know if I am going to sell it, not because I don't want to, but because literally nobody's following through. Maybe I'm going to take that as a sign from God to just keep the camera, because I don't think I ever struggled so hard selling something before, or selling something this valuable before, because it's a pretty valuable camera. It's a good camera. You know what I'm saying? My coworker didn't want it. I had multiple people telling me they want to come and buy it. Got this dude that's hitting me up asking me if I'm free tomorrow. And honestly, I ain't even gonna lie, like he kind of lowballing me. So I might just tell him nah. I might just tell him nah. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I don't mind selling the camera. At the end of the day, time to let it go. But I also don't mind keeping it. So, that's that. However, this is the EOS RP. I'm recording on the Nifty 50. And I already know that this lens is a great lens because I used to use it on the M50 for my music video and photo shoots, and it would not disappoint. Even in low light, it was great in low light. So let me know what you guys think. I still have yet to see this on full screen in my laptop, so I hope that it's a day and night difference. But even if not, I'm not going to be too mad or too sad. Um, I do want to take this camera out and go and take some pictures of stuff. I might bring it to work tomorrow and maybe go on a walk during lunch or something and just take a couple of pictures. But I do hope that I continue to use this camera, at least with this YouTube video. I know or sorry, not YouTube video, but YouTube series. I know for sure that I am going to be using this camera. However, I just hope that I also use it outside of YouTube to take pictures, and maybe I can get back into photography and taking pictures for others and all that other stuff. But one thing I know I am not going to be doing is music videos, as it's just, it wasn't really a pleasurable experience for me. Like, it was fun and I did have some fun experiences, but I also did have some not so fun experiences, as or as you can expect from recording with people that are drug dealers and you know all that other stuff. So, and it's not even really like the people, it's more so the time. I don't really have the time for that because I still want to focus on this channel, and I want to focus on my other channel and start posting more over there because I already have some content. I just need to continue recording. And yeah, I got a lot to focus on. So, relevant back to the subject I was talking about, this is me prioritizing my goals, because right now my goals is the CCNA, or the career in IT, but that requires the CCNA, the YouTube channel, my fitness and health, and I guess my relationships. with my friends and my family. So those are my priorities right now. You know, biking kind of helps me with that. Me getting this camera kind of helps me with that. But at the same time, me getting this camera wasn't needed. And that's another thing. You want to make sure that what you're doing isn't unnecessary, because there's a lot of things that we do that we think are necessary, but it's really just our emotions controlling us and telling us that we need this when we really don't. You know, I was able to make fire content off the A6300. There was no real reason for me to purchase this camera outside of me wanting this camera, you know? So it is what it is. It already happened, but I'm going to adjust and make sure that I do better next time. And I want you to do the same. Let's hold each other accountable and let's accomplish our goals together. Anyways, that is it for this video. Please let me know how you like the new camera. And I will see you tomorrow, because I'm going back to daily uploading. I'm no longer going to count the days, but it's been a while since I said the day or the day number. So let me just go back. All right. Yes. So it is currently day number 54 out of 365. I would say the challenge will be complete once I upload 365 videos, not when it has been 365 days since I uploaded the first video. Okay. So I'm still holding myself accountable to the goal that I originally set. I know that I said that I was going to do whatever I said I was going to do. But no, we're going back to the original goal. I was just bullshitting. I was being lazy. However, I will do my best to try to produce quality content and quality conversations. I will hold to my word that I am not going to be uploading just to upload anymore. If I really can't upload a quality video, then I'm just not going to upload for that day. But it's no longer going to be like, oh, I don't know what I wanted to record, but yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. I want to produce quality content for you guys and actually have some substance to each video. So, you know, if anybody ever wants to binge my channel for some reason, they'll be able to learn something new from each video. Even though I feel like majority of the videos I kind of talk about the same thing, hopefully you're able to learn from this. I appreciate you for watching, and thank you for supporting me. I hope you learned something from this video, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace. I gotta reach far to cut the camera off.